Look, a super tiny 3.5mm lens is here. Yes, 3.5. Let's go. Welcome back, I'm Jimmy Cheng, a professional photographer and filmmaker based in London. Do you remember I did a 4mm F2.8 full circular fisheye lens from Laowa with my friend Lisa a couple of years ago? If not, you can see that video up here. I also recall some of you commented in the video that Meike, I still can't pronounce the name of this company, also made the circular fisheye, the 6.5mm F2 for Meike 3.5mm. I got curious and googled around and found a review on that very lens by the late David Thorpe. I was intrigued but thought that Laowa was a little bit better in terms of optical performance and has a better circle, since Meike's 6.5mm F2 was originally designed for APS-C cameras and not Meike 4/3. So the tighter crop meant that the circle was also cropped. I also recall David said that the reason to get a fisheye lens is to get that fisheye look. I'm never a fan of these non-circular fisheye like the Bokeh or even the great Olympus 8mm F1.8 Pro, because they just create these heavily distorted images that look like I'm looking at a mirror when I'm totally wasted. So if I'm to get a fisheye, it has to be a full circular. Well, by now, I think you know where I'm heading. Yes, this Meike's brand new 3.5mm F2.8 is a full circular fisheye lens, designed and made specifically for Meike 4/3. But critically, it is the very first lens that I've tested with a complete circular coverage on Meike 4/3's platform. Bloody brilliant! But this is a lens review, so before I show you some crazy shots, let's get the disclaimer out of the way. Meike did send this lens to me for review, but there is no money involved, and I said yes only because I want to see if it's any good. So everything I say in this video is completely my own and not influenced by external means. Gosh, I'm getting too formal here. Anyway, in short, I'm not paid to make this video, so let's get started. To be frank, this is my very first Meike's lens review, and I have no prior experience with this brand. But over the past few weeks of use, I find it extremely well put together. The focus and aperture rings are baby bottom smooth, if the focus ring is a little on the loose side. The aperture ring is, well, listen to this. Nope, nothing, because it's clickless. Well, I have no idea why, because while it's good for videographers, it's no good for photographers. And tell me, who will use a full circular fisheye for videos anyway, apart from some idiots? So, it should have a clicked aperture ring. Like most manual lenses on the market, it's full metal and glass, and the only thing that is not metal is this rather weird looking lens cap that doesn't fit too well, because it just keeps coming off in my bag. And also, like most other manual lenses I've tested, Meike's 3.5mm 2.8 fisheye is considered as a budget lens. And the only thing that reflects its $170 price tag is the printed marking on the lens barrel. So overall, I would say it's, pretty well built. At 48mm long and with a diameter of 60mm, this lens is compact. And Meike's 3.5mm is also a much better handler than a fantastic Laowa 4mm. The slightly longer lens barrel also means that when used on a flat camera body like the EM5 or the Pen, my fingers won't be, well, be less in a shot. You can still see them, but much better than Laowa. The lens does extend when you turn the focusing ring, but it's in millimeter terms, and only a fly can see that. Finally, at 190 grams, it is not the lightest, but balances well with any camera body, except the lightest model like the EP7 or the EM10 Mark III and Mark IV, as the camera tends to tip forward due to the rather heavy and large front element and the long barrel design. Okay, I'm not going to do a brick wall test here. Why? Because you're going to see my toes in every single shot. And this is a freaking full circular lens that has an angle of view of 220 degrees in all directions. And by the way, this is 10 degrees more than Laowa. So rather, I'll just show you some sample images and talk about it instead. Just like any full circular fisheye, this lens is fully distorted, and as a result, the perceived sharpness is usually much higher than any normal lenses. Furthermore, this lens is made for a very specific type of photography, so I don't see why anyone would be interested in pixel sharpness anyway. But still, I would like to say that this lens looked pretty sharp to me. Fringing is visible at the extreme edge of this circle, but this is common to any fisheye lens on the market, since you are twisting the world in front of you. It's crazy, yet fun. Bokeh? Well, you can get some crazy shallow depth of field by placing your subject at its closest focusing distance at 9 cm. And I would say that it is pretty nice. No harsh edges and looks pretty smooth, if I can call it. If you do decide to use this lens to film, then you'll be glad to hear that there's no focus breathing whatsoever with this lens. Nope. And last but not least, the lens does a pretty good job with flare, and when stopped down, you can get some very nice sun stars too. Therefore, I would give a pretty high score in the optical department for Meike's new 3.5mm F2.8 full circular fisheye lens. Well done. Well, what can I say about my first Meike lens? I am very impressed. Okay, it's not a normal lens, but hey, it's a fun lens that deserves some attention. I would prefer a clicked aperture ring though, but it does give you a full circular image that no one else does. And that really says enough. But the question is, should you get this lens? Well, if you haven't had a full circular lens before and want to get one just for some fun and get some crazy shots, then I would totally recommend this lens. And I mean, it's probably the only lens that I will recommend right now for a full circular fisheye on Meike 4/3 platform. Again, and I have to repeat it again, it gives you a bloody full circle. So get it? If you want some circles in your photography life, yeah, get this. Anyway, this brings to the end of this review, and let me know your thought about Meike's new 3.5mm fisheye lens. Are you a full circle photographer? Or do you plan to explore this type of photography? Let's have a chat in the comment section below. And you know what to do now. Thumb if you like this video and sub if you want to stay in touch with all things photography, filmmaking, and of course, OM system. Peace. So yeah, I mounted on the tiniest camera I can get, which is the Panasonic GM1. This is really the best camera for a full circular fisheye like the Meike 3.5, because remember what I said about the angle of view being 220 degrees is basically crazy. It will see the hand grip from EM1s or things like that, or G9, and you will need to have a very flat body like the EM5 Mark 1 and 2, and also maybe the Pen F or any Pen series. It's really that wide, or not wide, I mean like the 220 degree does basically bend forward. You can see that if you look at that 180 degree, you can draw a flat line in there, but 220 it dips down, so it sees a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. I have to admit that, you know, if you want some fun with your photography, this may be something you may want to consider. You can shoot very close as well, so if you want some really heavily distorted subjects, and this is also quite fun for that as well. But other than that, I want to show you some more shots, but unfortunately, because you know what happened around the world at this moment in time, and the work from home thing, that means I'm not really going out unless there is a professional shoot I need to do. And other than that, I am just basically testing the lens whenever I get to use it, really. So I'm not going out deliberately just to do some test shots and at this moment in time, so do bear with me. And but you know, I just want to say what I feel about it. I did take it out to some family gathering over Christmas and before that, just to see how this thing performs, and actually it does impress me quite a lot, just like what I said in the review. Common. So anyway, let me know what you think about this, and because I do like it. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Peace out.